Hi, I'm Diana. I'm part of the content development team here at TenMarks. I am one of the former teachers who helped to create our product called TenMarks Math Teach. The purpose of this short overview is to give you an idea of why and how we designed this set of resources for teachers. The key idea in TenMarks Math Teach is well-researched problems that help teachers save time in deciding how to engage students in learning all the required topics for Common Core Math grades 1 through 8. What we've done is we've started with a really detailed understanding of the learning objectives. We've built our problems and questions so that you can assess readiness for new topics, warm-ups and focus lessons for every standard, and ideas of how to focus in on concept strength. What I'm going to show you now is how to get into your TenMarks Math Teach account. And we are going to zero in on how to prepare lessons by deeply understanding what's gone into the focus lessons that are found in TenMarks Math Teach. I'm going to be jumping between different lessons that cover various topics within TenMarks Math Teach. I'm going to click into Standard 6NS1 and we'll get started here. First, let's look at the learning objectives. Notice the learning objectives on the right side of the screen. This is our starting point for each of our focus lessons. When defining learning objectives, we ask ourselves, what does a student need to accomplish in order to be a master at this standard? Notice the specific language used in the learning objectives, such as analyze and interpret. In order to address the learning objectives that are listed here for 6NS1, the focus lessons include division of fractions using models, equations, and word problems. Once we establish what to cover in each focus lesson, we dive into the creation of each lesson. We start by thinking about a student's prior knowledge. Students learn new content more effectively when you start with something they already know. Creating a connection between old and new concepts makes the new material more approachable and relatable. Additionally, assessing students' prior knowledge allows teachers to clarify any area of confusion, forming a solid base for the new concept. Here, in the second focus lesson of 6NS1, Question 1 asks students to write a division expression as a fraction, which draws on prior knowledge from 5th grade. Another example of utilizing prior knowledge is in Question 2. Here, the concept of writing a fraction as a whole number times a unit fraction is addressed, which was first learned in 4th grade. In the focus lessons, we make context relevant to students, giving them a reason to solve the problem. Providing a purpose gives meaning to the concept and drives student interest. Here, in Standard 7EE3, Focus 4, we're asking students to write expressions to calculate discounts. And then in Focus 5, we ask students to calculate their fair share of a bill. In the focus lessons, we ask questions that provoke conversation. Students can procedurally memorize how to solve a problem, but we want them to explain the why to help them conceptualize the problem. In doing so, we elicit problem-solving skills. Students are less likely to make errors in calculations when they have a conceptual foundation to draw from. Here in this example of 8EE1, Focus 6, we are explaining why any number to the 0 power is equal to 1, which is a difficult concept for many students to understand. This addresses the misconception that x to the 0 power equals 0. Additionally, we include precise language when asking questions and explaining concepts. Today, students are asked to explain how and why they solve a given problem the way they do. In order to successfully answer these questions, students need to be equipped with the appropriate mathematical language. Because the lesson models the use of precise language, students will become more adept at using it themselves. In this example of 8G5, Focus 5, notice that it says, angle measures must be equal. It would be imprecise to say angles are equal, but rather, it is their measures that are equal. And finally, we use animation to help illustrate the concept at hand and to also engage students. Math is visual. Presenting various visual representations helps students and teachers connect with the concept and therefore gain a better understanding of the topic. How a student interacts with and interprets the visual contributes to his or her conceptual understanding, which is why animation is so prominent in our focus lessons. In this example, 6NS1 Focus 1, we use fraction models to solve the division problem. We just covered a lot of information about our focus lessons, so let me recap. Each focus lesson of TenMarks Math Teach covers a particular learning objective or series of learning objectives. A focus lesson incorporates a student's prior knowledge, gives students a purpose, explains the why behind a concept, utilizes precise language, and illustrates the mathematical concepts. Our goal is to provide resources, examples, rich problems, and questioning strategies, but this is by no means an exhaustive list, nor the only way to do things, or a substitute for powerful conversations that happen in the classroom. That being said, having well-researched problems that do activate prior knowledge and that do give context, meaning, and precision can be an excellent resource for high-quality student engagement and development. I hope this brief overview of the focus lessons in TenMarks Math Teach has been helpful.